The third trip or the third adventure made us go a little deeper into the young actions or the second epoch, which is divided in four stages. The settlement in India, the naval combats in Surat, the embassy, or the treaty with the Mughal emperor, and the trading Banten, the Ambon massacre. During the settlement in India, the company's profits made King James Fairs a strong support of the company. So, in 1609, renewed for an indefinite time the royal decree that granted the monopoly of trade with the East Indies. During the first 12 years, the company functioned as a commercial enterprise in which each member raised its own capital until gradually transforming into a joint stock company which occurred entirely after 1612. So, in 1610, the company installed its fifth factory in the Bay of Bengal. From 1608, the company's ships began to use the port of Surat as a place of trade and transit, and in 1615, the company opened an office in London until 1687, which moved to Bombay. During the efforts to settle in India, the English clashed with the Portuguese and the Dutch, thus aroused the naval battles in Surat. In 1611, the Portuguese prevented a company fled under the captain Henry Middleton from disembarking at the port of Surat, but in 1612, Thomas Bells defeated them and Swally. Thanks to this, in 1613, the authorization of Jahangir was obtained to establish permanently a factory in Surat and to mark quality with the Mughal Empire. In 1615, Nicholas Downton won a new victory over the Portuguese. In 1622, the company took the territory of Hormuz, and finally, the Treaty of Madrid in 1630 proclaimed peace in the Indies, materially signed officially when the governor of the company in Surat and the Viceroy of Goa signed, then ratified in 1644.
Created using Powtoon.
During September 1615, Thomas Ross arrived in India as the first English ambassador to the Mughal court. In 1618, shipping agencies and factories had been established in Surat, Agra, Ahmedabad, and Broj. These good relations that Ambassador Rowe had established with the Mughal Emperor gave good results in the trade of cotton fabrics, indigo, raw, and cotton seal, saltpeter, and some spices. By 1647, the company had expanded too much. It had 23 factories and more than 90 employees in India. In 1634, the Mughal Emperor decided to open the doors to trade with the Bengal region. Banten in the 16th century was a kingdom comprising most of West Java and southern Sumatra. What made this place rich and recognized was pepper. There, the company established its first factory and then expanded to other parts of the continent. The Dutch already had their monopoly in place, which sparked many wars and conflicts. In 1613, the Dutch decided to offer their cooperation to the company, but the latter rejected them, triggering further disputes between the merchants, ending in 1619 with the defense treaty. However, this treaty was not so effective, as disputes continued until 1623, where the massacre of Ambon occurred by Dutch merchants to English merchants. Please choose another video to continue with the adventure.
Created using Powtoon.